In this video, you will get tips and recommendations for newly opened Amazon marketplaces in countries like Singapore, Sweden, Poland, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia. And this will be presented by my guest, JANA KREKIC from YLT Translations. It's a company which helps Amazon sellers to localize and translate their Amazon product listings to different marketplaces into different languages. If you need service like this, check the link below to YLT Translations company. They will be happy to help you with your Amazon listings in different marketplaces. And now enjoy the conversation, and if you like the content you hear in this video, don't forget to click thumbs up button below this video. Hello Jana, it's nice to have you here. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us how do you help Amazon sellers?
Hi, Augustas. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Jana, and I'm the owner of YLT Translations. And we help sellers expand to all international marketplaces. We have a big team of 60 team members, and we love to localize and optimize your listings so you get definite boost in sales.
Perfect. And today we'll be talking about new trending Amazon marketplaces. And I'm sure you are expert in this because you deal with different languages and different countries and of course different marketplaces. So I know that you have prepared some presentations, so let's jump to that.
Right. So I would definitely like to talk a little bit about new marketplaces. Expansion has been very trending this year, and we have received about 40% increase in inquiries ever since the pandemic started, and this trend has been continuing till this day. So I would just like to point out on opportunities that you have outside of your home marketplace that you might not be aware of. So of course, like when talking about Europe, everybody knows that Germany is the biggest marketplace, and I like to call it as a 5-star marketplace because you get a lot of clients and consumers from other countries that don't have their own Amazon marketplace. Now, on the second place, you have the UK, but now after Brexit, things have changed a lot, and you have to have inventory in the UK and different inventory in Europe. So you cannot ship your items from the UK to other pan-European countries. And what we have noticed is that we have noticed decrease in interest for sellers to sell in this marketplace. When it comes to France, Spain, and Italy, they have been they've had a constant growth ever since last year, and they've had an increase in 15% in e-commerce overall, which is amazing because a lot of sellers in the beginning, they would not even consider expanding to France, Spain, and Italy because they were much smaller marketplaces and not that relevant. But now that the climate has changed in e-commerce purchasing habits and the way how we live, I think France, Spain, and Italy have been picking up a lot and have become very interesting for other Amazon sellers as well. And the Netherlands, from all these European countries, the Netherlands came out last year with PPC that was rolled out. It's also a very interesting marketplace. And we haven't seen any amazingly big sales, but maybe if you have the right product, that could be also a very good marketplace for you. Apart from this, what happened this year is that we've got Amazon Sweden and we've got Amazon Poland, which are new marketplaces. Now, when it comes to Amazon.ec, this is a very interesting marketplace because Sweden has a very big e-commerce penetration, and a lot of people are used to buying online. And we have to thank, online stores such as H&M, Nelly's, Bukia, and similar marketplaces that have grown into habit of the purchasing of the audience in Sweden. There is a stock which is in Eskilstuna, and they're mostly all categories are available right now. So there's 9.6 million people, and probably a good category to be selling in here is furnishings and something that would be an extent of IKEA, H&M, or Nelly. And if you could decrease your prices a little bit less than they are offering, I'm sure this marketplace can be very interesting for you. When it comes to translation, you would have to translate this to Swedish. And unfortunately, Helium 10 does not have any Swedish language solution for keywords right now. But you can definitely go and maybe use like Google keywords or like Keyword Planner and combine that and see what's going to happen. Amazon.se didn't have an amazingly good start, because what Amazon did is that they literally put like an Argentinian flag instead of a Swedish flag. And they also use a lot of Google Translate on the page, which sounded completely ridiculous, and a lot of listings didn't make much sense. And this is something you really don't want to do. Definitely not use Google Translate. Now, next marketplace is Poland. And I think this is the rising star of European marketplaces, because we've had so many returning clients that would literally come back to us and tell us, like, we want to do the whole catalog in Polish. They would not do maybe Spain or France or, you know, other pan-European countries, but they wanted to do Poland. Now, Poland is very interesting because it's a very big country, it's a very big population, and there are 12,000 online stores in Poland. Like Allegro.pl is their leading marketplace, and it is in the top 10 worldwide marketplaces out there, right after Shopee and Tmall. So this is something very interesting with 40 million users in its homeland. And when we take a look at like different marketplaces, you know, apart from Amazon in Europe, we have Zalando, which is like one of the biggest marketplaces in Germany. And they have also expanded to Poland, Sweden, and Spain last year. So Amazon is running a little bit behind Zalando, but I'm pretty sure that Zalando would want the opportunities in Poland and Sweden, and that's why they expanded to. So don't wait too long and try and see what's in Poland interesting for you. And people have having some really, really good results. Apart from Europe, what we do have as an interesting marketplace is Amazon UAE. So it's not a big country, it's not a big population, but the e-commerce penetration is really high, and people do have big purchasing power over there. And what's really interesting is that you don't have to translate your listings to Arabic. You can also leave English, because there are a lot of expats over there. So you can target expats who are, you know, renting apartments, and they want furnishing, they want home decor. So these categories are perfect for Amazon UAE. And if you're in this category, I would suggest you checking out this marketplace, because if you go into that category, you'll see that they have only a couple of thousand products. And when compared to the US marketplace that has like tons of thousands, it's basically nothing. So if you can offer a very competitive pricing, maybe, you know, just a slightly lower than what's in stores over there, I'm sure you can do it, because the living standard in UAE is very high. And I think that you can definitely offer something which would be much more affordable for the target audience. As I said, like if you decide to target expats with the home decor and furnishings, I would suggest using American English and American keywords. If you decide to use Arabic, then you can, there is a tool that has the Arabic keyword research, which is called Seller App. So I would suggest that for the Arabic language. Next one is Amazon Singapore, which is not that big, but it's very, very important for Amazon, because this is a gateway for Amazon to Southeast Asia. You don't need a lot of translations here either. You can target also expats and also domestic audience, because their official language is English. But instead of using American English like we would use in UAE, I would suggest using British English with British keywords, definitely. What is very interesting category for this marketplace is definitely something that will help improve your living space, because they live in a very small apartment and they often don't have balconies. So anything that improves living space is definitely a green light for this marketplace. And last one is Amazon Saudi Arabia. So this is a potentially very big marketplace and potentially very successful. We haven't seen anybody go to this marketplace. I've heard about a couple of sellers going there, but this marketplace is 3 times bigger than UAE. And also Amazon language could be English and Arabic. But if you decide to use Arabic, you would have to use it differently, different Arabic than you use in UAE. And what's very important is that there is a lot of money in this country, and this could potentially be very, very big and successful for your products. And I'm really interested to see what this marketplace can do in definitely 2021. But no matter what you do, there are different solutions for the keywords, different solutions for translations, and don't Google Translate the keywords, because they would not necessarily be the same keyword combination in all languages. Every language has a different structure. And if you compare English with the German, It's completely different structure where German has big compound words and English language basically has 2 words that will make your long tail keyword happen. So whatever you're doing, just don't do Google Translate and hire someone who understands Amazon and who understands how to create a good sales copy and not just a little one-on-one translation.
All right, very interesting overview. I liked that you are emphasizing American and British English. I would not think about that. So in Singapore, you suggest to do British English. So maybe non-English speaker will say, maybe there is not a big difference. Could you give us an example of some, keywords which could be often mentioned in the listings of some popular products which are different in US and UK language?
Yes, absolutely. So this has to do a lot with localization. As I'm sure a lot of you know, there are certain words that US Americans and British people they use quite different, and so there's like a lot of localization involved in that. And for instance, like if you write pants, like for instance, like in the US, like the Brits would say like trousers, and there are like tons of examples like that. So you would probably get some like search volume for some keywords that you would, if you would just kind of take the US keywords and use them in the British marketplace, but they would not be the top keywords because you will have to understand that there are a lot of differences, not just localization, but in terms of like what does the audience search for. The US audience doesn't search for same things as the British audience. And differences could be anywhere between like 5% in the keyword research that you do to like 30%. So when you think of something being different in 30%, it means that you'll be missing out on a lot of different keywords. So whatever you're doing, just do the keyword research again for the British marketplace or for the US marketplace. If you're hiring a VA assistant who speaks English, it's not going to be a problem. You just change the flag of the country that you're searching for keywords, but definitely do that because we've seen a big difference when comparing different marketplaces, even though they have the same language.
And did you have a chance to study pricing in all these different new marketplaces? Are they similar priced like in European markets? Or?
Yes, they are. They're quite. People want to be competitive with. Not only with competitors, but with the retail stores over there, like especially like UAE and a lot of other marketplaces. They just want to be competitive and relevant. They want to offer high quality product, and prices could sometimes be a little bit higher than what you would have, let's say, like in Germany and France, because there are not that many competitors out there. So now is a really good time for you to try and sell your products on less known marketplaces such as Poland. I would definitely recommend going to Poland because you would have less competitors, and I think you could set the pricing maybe a little bit higher, of course, depending on the product and depending on the category. But I think this is the right time to be present on those new international marketplaces.
All right, and importantly, for those who want to expand, can they get help from YLT Translations from your company to localize the listings in all these new marketplaces?
Yes, absolutely. And what we offer as well is if you have already done this or maybe used Amazon translation, which is machine translation, and your listings are underperforming and you don't know why, contact us and we'll be happy to give you a free feedback analysis of your ASINs, maybe of your manuals, of your website, like everything that you've done. Would love to take a look and give you feedback and find out what is that could be improved. So we can definitely help out with everything I've been talking about. So keyword research, localization. We have only native translators in the team, but what is more importantly, those are native translators that understand how Amazon works. They know how to do keyword research and they understand they're making a sales copy of your product and that you want to convey the message to the target audience. So it's not just regular translations, it's much more than that. And it has a lot to do with copywriting, with marketing. So you have to take all of that in consideration when translating listing into another marketplace.
All right. Thank you very much, Jana. Those who are listening, you will find the links below to YLT Translations. So if you need help with localizing your listings, get in touch with Jana and her team. Thank you very much and bye-bye.
Thank you so much for having me.
if you need help to localize and translate your listings to different Amazon marketplaces, you'll find the link below to YLT Translations so that you can contact them and ask for their help. Also below in the description, you will find a coupon code which you can apply if you order service with YLT. And now I would like to invite you to watch other video I recorded with JANA, where she explains in more details what their company does and how do they help Amazon sellers.